Hello, my name is Grim, and this is a guide to the masked enemies in Lethal Company. The masked is an enemy that can spawn on Rend and Titan. While the masked cannot spawn on Dyne, the Comedy and Tragedy mask can spawn on Dyne, Assurance, Rend, and Titan. So if you or your friend is holding out a mask and attempting to put it on for whatever reason, there's a 65% chance every 5 seconds for the mask to kill and possess. Masked enemies spawned in by putting on the mask are shown on the monitor and are able to be watched and teleported. So if you see your friend running around or spinning in circles randomly, they've probably been possessed. However, if your friend is being transformed by a masked enemy and you have a shovel, the transformation animation allows enough time to kill or damage any accidentally spawned masked enemies. Masked enemies have stamina and their behavior is mostly based on chance. Masked enemies have 3 different modes they are centered around, these being roaming, pursuing, and ambushing. Roaming is where the masked enemy will roam around the interior of the map searching for players and are able to easily be identified on the radar. During this mode, masked enemies will randomly look around their surroundings every 0.7 milliseconds to 5 seconds. Masked enemies will run inside on a 20% chance, assuming they have at least 5 seconds of stamina. If outside, the masked has a 35% chance of running with at least 5 seconds of stamina. And lastly, for roaming, the masked enemies will randomly stop running inside by a chance of 70%, and if outside, they will stop running at a chance of 20% unless they have 0 stamina, in which case they will immediately stop running. Pursuing is where the masked enemy sees you. In this case, they will stare for about 2 to 5 seconds, and if the mask is damaged during that time, the timer is disregarded. The masked enemies will retain eye contact with the target and start randomly running to the target if inside at a chance of 6.66%, or if outside, the mask will run at a chance of 11.66% if they have at least 5 seconds of stamina. Similar to roaming, the mask will randomly stop running inside for a chance of 94%, and if outside for a chance of 84%, unless the mask has 0 stamina. Ambushing occurs once the mask has had enough interest gathered from roaming the interior. During this mode, the mask will begin to walk towards the ship and search for a spot in the ship to hide in and crouch. However, before that, the mask will randomly lose interest in the ship and begin roaming outside while getting closer and closer to the ship. Once the masks are inside the ship and hidden, they will stay in that state until they see you or you see them. Here are a few important tips and strategies. Alert your friends of any masked and where you last saw them and keep a distance. Utilize shovels, teleporter, stun grenade, zap gun, or radar booster against the mask to stun them. Since the shovel has more range than the mask, you're able to kill them with more ease. Just watch out for their random sprints. Something important to note is that if there are at least 2 to 3 masks, they will coordinate and trap players, often having one mask hiding on the ship and the rest roaming outside. Masked enemies can be attacked by eyeless dogs and nutcrackers, so luring a mask to either of these can get them off your back and killed. Masked enemies can also be followed by jesters and cause them to wind up regardless of a player being nearby. Thank you all for watching this video, subscribe and like, and there will be more in the future. Until next time.